Hello, San Francisco, and welcome once again to the Angelic Troublemakers. I'm your host, Alan Jones, and on today's program, Chase Center is in trouble. What is Chase Center? Chase Center is the Warriors' new arena that is currently under construction here in San Francisco. And taking from the area view, the project is moving quite along at a pretty good pace. And it saddens me because of the fact that I'm not trying to uh, stop progress. I am definitely aware of all of the things that are going on with this particular project from the standpoint of people. If you notice the video here, which is on their website, there's a lot of minorities being employed. Why would I want to stop that? That's not something that I'm into. I believe in people uh, having an opportunity to work on big projects in San Francisco, and especially when I see the lack of blacks, it does my heart good to see blacks contributing to uh, a particular project like this. However, there's a problem. And the problem is the fact that this situation with the Chase Center and City Hall, notice all of those black people? There's obviously, I'm not against that. But it's staged. I know what's going on here. And I'm saying that the project is in trouble. Why is it in trouble? Because of this. The San Francisco Department of Elections has certified my ballot measure for the June 2018 election. This ballot measure puts on notice the fact that San Franciscans did not want this project. And why? Because it is my belief that the people of San Francisco don't steal from their neighbors. If you were to go to my website, goodneighborcoalition.org, you'll see this on the screen, and you'll notice my illustration um, by a young man who did a fabulous job, shows Ed Lee stealing the Warriors from Oakland. And this website questions the move. And if you scroll down, you'll see that there's 7 questions for this project. And I'm saying that no one will be able to satisfactorily answer these 7 questions. Now, I can't get into saying them on this air right now, but the fact of the matter is San Francisco Mayor Ed Lee, in trying to get his legacy project, could care less about the people of Oakland. He is interested only in his legacy as a mayor, to where it has displaced many in the community that currently has Oracle Arena. And I don't believe that San Franciscans had that type of an attitude. As my slogan on the website is, a world-class city helps its neighbors. It does not help itself to its neighbors' jewels. And for the more than 45 years that the Warriors have been the jewel of Oakland, in good times and in bad, many of the people over there are feeling, this is not right. But my ballot measure is a San Francisco measure. And so you have to tip your hat to, if you will, hold on, let me find my illustration here. You have to tip your hat to a bunch of people who, if you see this press release that we sent out, 14,766 people signed a petition saying, we don't treat our neighbors this way. And if 14,766 San Franciscans said, we need to take a look at this project, we don't have anything against the Golden State Warriors, but we do have something against stealing. Now, we all know that you can't convince me that if you run up and down San Francisco and you just ask any person, do you steal your neighbor's newspaper off his lawn? They would not do it. They would not admit to doing it. And even if they did it, a lot of times they wouldn't admit it. But San Francisco is playing the thief here, stealing a jewel from Oakland. People, I can't tell you how irritated I am by the leadership of San Francisco. San Francisco City Hall knows that San Francisco has a $14 billion a year tourism industry. What is less known is the fact that Oakland has an $800 million tourism industry. So why would San Francisco, which has so much, take the little bit that Oakland has from it just to make it look better? That's classless. And I myself, as a longtime San Franciscan, here since 1960, I am not one to stand by and allow my city government to make me look at like I'm some covetous individual to where I have to have this for my own. Now, I'm a Warrior fan. I like to brag about the Warriors. However, there's no way in the world you're going to say that I'm going to be more of a Warrior fan with them coming over to San Francisco than they are in Oakland. Quite frankly, it's the opposite. Because the situation is about communities. The NBA has showed itself to be quite hypocritical. When the NBA forced one of its owners to sell because of some racist comments that he made in a private conversation that the league used to build a case against him. They forced him to sell because they were saying, we're not about racism. Well, first of all, the man was 80 years old, and you're not going to teach an 80-year-old a lesson, in my opinion, by taking his toys and then letting him walk away with $1 billion+ in profit. That's not how you treat a racist, not to be racist. And the sale of the team has doubled the value of many NBA teams. And so this situation is, well, wait a minute. The owners got richer because they put their foot down on this one particular owner. We didn't solve racism by the move. So where do black people end up when all the dust is settled on everything? All the checks are cashed. San Francisco has a questionable record when it comes to how it treats its black community. And for the mayor of San Francisco to say, I like the idea of taking the Warriors from a black community in Oakland, California, so I have a legacy. That don't make sense if you care about people. And I'm saying that this mayor and all those who got behind him, I think that the Warriors did it for financial gain. I don't blame them. I believe any team should be able to get up and go wherever it wants to make the most money for its investors. I believe that. However, it's how you do it is the issue. And I'm not going to take from a black community and put in a white community a basketball team just so I look better. No, you got to come up with a better reason. If the Warriors were not supported by Oakland, I'd say, come here, Warriors, come to San Francisco. But let me tell you something that a lot of people do not know. Everybody is talking about, well, they were here first. Because when the owner at the time purchased the Philadelphia Warriors and brought them out west, brought them to San Francisco. Actually, it was Daly City, and renamed them the San Francisco Warriors with the intent of it being a San Francisco team. A year before that, the Los Angeles Lakers came from Minneapolis. So it was the only one team on the West Coast. And so the owner of the Warriors, he saw an opportunity. Well, it didn't work out. Why? Because San Francisco did not support the Warriors. In fact, in 1971, just before they changed their name from the San Francisco Warriors to the Golden State Warriors, the owner was hit with a city leadership that had taken off the table a bond measure that would have built the Warriors an arena in San Francisco. If that doesn't say we don't want you, I don't know what does. So the Warriors went across the bay because Oakland had a new arena. Now there is some issue on, well, why do they call them the Golden State Warriors and not the Oakland Warriors? Well, that too is an issue. Now, I don't blame the owner, but what did he do? He had an opportunity to go play in Oakland and in San Diego at the same time, meaning one NBA team having two home arenas. He wanted to split it between Oakland and San Diego. Well, San Diego wasn't having that. The cat got out the bag, but what had happened before then was the owner thought that he had a deal, and so he made up a bunch of Golden State Warrior jerseys, changed the logo, and they did the whole thing. And then when it fell through, he had all these new jerseys. Well, he wasn't going to throw them in the garbage. And the name Golden State had a ring to it, so he kept the name. Plain and simple, that's it. Well, you can say what you want about the city of Oakland, but as a business deal is concerned, I get it, naming them Oakland. Now, do I think that they would have had more money or more prestige if they were the San Francisco Warriors? Yes, but they're not the San Francisco Warriors. They're the Golden State Warriors, and they're not the San Francisco Warriors because San Francisco, when they were here, did not support them. In fact, in the 66-67 NBA championships, which the Warriors played in, they had the lowest attendance. How can you bring a team to a championship game and you still you have the lowest attendance in the league? I'm trying to tell you people, San Francisco never supported the Warriors when they were here first. But now that they're so successful and they got this new owner, 7 years, and he sees money, well, he can't see anything else. Well, I do see something else. And so because I do see this something else, that something else is we got to take this to the people of San Francisco and see whether they support this. Now, in this post on our website, at the bottom of it, it tells of what's going to happen in this campaign. The campaign is going to uncover some of the ugly threats that Mayor Ed Lee made to get the Warriors here, as well as the political racism. Political racism? I've never heard of political racism. Well, let me explain. But before I explain the political racism, the one thing that you might not be able to see on this screen is in this illustration, follow my arrow. It goes to the bottom of Ed Lee's foot. And on it, it says UCSF. Now, sure, you can't see that because it's too small. Well, we have plans to put this on a billboard. And believe me, somebody smart is going to ask, well, what do you mean UCSF under the foot of Ed Lee? Well, the project is in Mission Bay. And Mission Bay and the people around it, UCSF Medical Center and the biotech industry opposed the new arena. But Mayor Ed Lee threatened them. He said, get in line or else. Because as mayor, he could affect their tax status or future projects. So he threatened them. Don't stand in the way of my legacy project, or you won't be able to get some of the things that you want to do for the biotech industry. Well, first of all, let's look at it this way. When you think of medical research, you definitely see saving lives. Well, how is it that you are going to threaten somebody who is dedicated to saving lives just because you want a new toy that you can say, look what I did? Never mind the fact that you ain't going to be here forever to enjoy it. Sure, your lovely family, your two beautiful daughters and stuff like that will have kids, and your grandkids and their kids will be able to, oh, daddy, grandpa. It still doesn't add up. You're putting lives under your desire for a legacy project? Give me a break. That makes no sense to me. And because it makes no sense to me, hey, I had to do what I had to do. And definitely got an awful lot of help. And I cannot be more thankful to God because he brought me just enough help to get what I needed done. And when we started this, we had all kinds of dreams and visions and stuff like that. And God honored them. And as God honored these dreams and visions that we had, he guided us. And I'm ever so mindful of the Proverb 3, verse 5 and 6. Trust in the Lord with all your heart and lean not unto your own understanding. Acknowledge him in all your ways, and he will direct your path. Well, I trusted in the Lord with all my ways. And I did not lean on my own understanding. And because when I had an understanding and somebody said, well, we can't do it that way, then I said, well, tell me, educate me. And I was allowed to, move around. And the ideal for this ballot measure is not mine. Did I write it? Yes. What does it do? It puts all professional sports on notice. And I can't get into it because of the fact that it's too long. However, the campaign is going to kill the project, but the ballot measure is only going to assure that this does not happen again here in San Francisco and hopefully throughout the country. But the fact that God provided me with the people who are my team, and believe me, these people, it's so beautiful to know that you got a whole bunch of people who believe in what you're doing. aside of the 14,766 who signed the petition that we were running around with in San Francisco, um, the core members of the group are sharp. And we were not letting anything by. We dotted all I's, we crossed all T's. And the Department of Elections, who were also wonderful, helped every step of the way. And on June 5th, 2018, this issue, people are in San Francisco are going to have an opportunity to vote. Now, quiet is kept. This is a referendum on racism in San Francisco, because the campaign, don't tell anybody, but the campaign is going to include an awful lot of the racist behavior of San Francisco City Hall and higher levels of government and how they have treated black citizens. And if you don't think we don't have the evidence, stay tuned, because we do. And it's going to be an ugly one. You may have heard, some people talk about politics is ugly and campaigns can be nasty. Well, I can guarantee you one thing. I'm not going to break tradition. It will be ugly. It will be nasty. And the only thing that I can do in getting my point across, and I'm a likable guy, is to quote my late pastor. She said to me, well, the class in a Bible study that she was giving at the time, I think this might have been 20, 30 years ago. She said, you can't always be nice. And when I came to church and I wanted to be nice to everyone, well, I've been nice to people, but I wanted to do it God's way, and I really wanted to be nice to everyone. Well, I realized people were just taking advantage of me. And then when I heard her say this in a Bible study lesson, and she was telling certain things that happened, I said, well, wait a minute, you're right. And so if you think that you're going to make me feel guilty for the campaign that I'm going to run, what can I say? I get it, but it's not going to stop me. Why? Because as much as I want black people in San Francisco to be employed and recognized, for quite some time, black people have been ignored. We aren't settling for crumbs. We are going to demand more. And with this campaign, I'm demanding more of our city leaders. Until next time, God bless.